Pastor Shane, and it's good to see you here today on this Thursday. We're getting here toward the end of the week. And so today I'm going to speak to you on this subject in this nugget about following even when it costs. And so we're going to be here in Luke chapter number 9, if you want to take your copy of God's Word and turn over there with me to Luke chapter 9. And we're going to look at verse number 23. Luke chapter 9, verse 23 today. And the Bible simply says this. It says, "And he said to them all, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me." And so as I read that here, God's direction is not always convenient. Sometimes his leading requires sacrifice. Sometimes it requires courage, and it definitely requires faith. Following Jesus, though, often means choosing obedience over comfort. The disciples understood this reality. They left their careers, they left their security, they left all their surroundings to follow one person, and that was Jesus Christ. Their obedience opened the door to an incredible ministry. But you know what? It also involved challenges. It involved persecution. It involved hardship. I can tell you right up front, ministry's not easy. Unless you've been a pastor or you've served in a ministry position, it's hard to understand. Many believers, listen, they desire God's guidance, and as long as it aligns with their preferences, you know what? But true spiritual direction, it involves surrender. Listen, we must be willing to say, "Lord, not my will, but yours be done." And so obedience often requires letting go of something in comfortable situations, really in order to embrace something that's even better. And so God may call us to forgive when we want revenge. He may call us to serve when we really want recognition. And I'm going to tell you right now, He's the only one that deserves the praise. And give when we want security, or step into a new season when it feels really intimidating. And so those are things we all deal with, every one of us. But here's the good news. The good news is that God never asks us to follow Him alone. Listen, His presence accompanies His direction. Whatever He calls us to do, guess what? He provides the grace to accomplish it. And so when Peter stepped out of the boat, remember that story? The water that was beneath him was uncertain. But you know what? Jesus was certain. The same principle that happened then applies today. God's direction may lead us in some type of unfamiliar territory, but God's faithfulness remains unchanged. The greatest danger is not that following God will cost us something. The greatest danger, really, to be honest with you, is missing His best because we refuse to follow. Every act of obedience, no matter what it is, it strengthens our faith and it deepens our relationship with Him. So as we learn to follow His direction, I think we discover that His plans are always better than our own plans. I've had to learn that the hard way, my friend. And so today I want you to think about this. I want you to ponder a couple of things as we kind of wrap this nugget up for Thursday. Is God asking you to obey Him maybe in a difficult area of life? And what fears do you have that are really keeping you from taking that step? And think about how God has proven His faithfulness to you in the past. Think about that for just a moment. And as you go and pray, and I don't want to tell anybody how to pray, but I think it's important if we do pray, the most important thing we can do. But I'm going to pray today asking the Lord to give me courage that wherever He leads, that I will follow, and that really the plan that I ought to have in my life is to trust Him at His plans. And I'm just going to ask Him to give me the strength to obey, even when that path may seem difficult. So friend, I'm praying for you today. You pray for me. I love each and every one of you. I thank you for joining always for these daily nuggets. And be sure to check us out online at hisvision.org or my personal ministry site at shanelawson.com. Until next time, may the Lord bless you and keep you. We'll see you again soon.